Welcome to the unforgiving reality of the high country. Out here in the rugged backcountry where the air is thin and the terrain fights you for every single step, there is zero room for error. We are standing in 2025, a year where ballistic technology has supposedly peaked, yet hunters are still making critical mistakes before they even leave the trailhead. They pack their fears instead of their logic. They bring firepower meant for a war zone into an environment that demands agility. The harsh truth of the mountains is that gravity is undeniable and physics is cruel. Not every cartridge is built for the peaks. In fact, some of the most legendary rounds in history have earned a dark reputation for breaking hearts when the moment of truth arrives. Maybe it is terminal performance failure. Maybe it is a catastrophic lack of reliability when the temperature plummets below zero. Or perhaps it is simply the crushing weight of the system itself. Today, we are exposing the ballistics that serious mountain hunters are abandoning in 2025. These are the rounds that get left in the gun safe. We are starting with a titan of the tactical world that has absolutely no business being hauled up a sheep mountain. Coming in at number 5 is the legendary .338 Lapua Magnum. On paper, this cartridge is a monster. It is a dedicated long-range hammer designed to delete targets in a different zip code. Originating out of Finland in the late 1980s, this round was a collaboration between Lapua, Sako, and Accuracy International. It was born from the desire to push a sniper system beyond the capabilities of the 30-hundredths Winchester Magnum without the bulk of a 50 caliber BMG. The case is based on the .416 Rigby, modified to withstand absolutely insane chamber pressures. Let us look at the raw data that seduces so many hunters. You are pushing an 8.6 millimeter projectile. The case length is 2.72 inches with a massive overall length of 3.68 inches. We are talking about bullet weights ranging from 250 grains up to 300 grains. Muzzle velocities scream between 2,900 and 3,050 feet per second. That generates nearly 5,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. It is ballistically capable of effective fire past 1,500 meters. Military forces across the globe, from the United Kingdom to the United States, utilize this for anti-personnel and anti-material roles. In 2009, British sniper Craig Harrison set a world record kill at 2,475 meters with this very round. It is a beast. It laughs at wind drift and retains energy like a freight train. So why do mountain hunters despise it? The answer is weight. To tame that violent recoil, rifles chambered in .338 Lapua Magnum, like the Accuracy International AXMC or the Barrett MR-AD, often weigh between 12 to 20 pounds once you add an optic and a bipod. Dragging a 20-pound anchor up a vertical face chasing a doll sheep is not hunting. It is masochism. We are moving to number 4, and this one hurts because it is an absolute American legend. We are talking about the old warhorse, the 4570 Government. If you are hunting in the thick timber of Alaska or the brush country of Maine, this cartridge is royalty. Adopted by the United States military way back in 1873, the original nomenclature told you exactly what you were holding. A .45 caliber bullet, sitting on top of 70 grains of black powder, pushing a massive 405 grain projectile. Enthusiasts call it the Thumper, or Big Medicine. It was originally designed for the Springfield trapdoor rifles, but somehow, over 150 years later, it is still arguably the most versatile big-bore cartridge on the planet, specifically if you are running a lever-action gun like the Marlin 1895 or the Henry All-Weather. Here is the capability. You are slinging a massive .458 diameter bullet from a rimmed, straight-walled case. Modern loads from companies like Buffalo Bore have turned this antique into a dangerous game stopper capable of flattening bison, brown bear, and moose inside 150 yards. It hits with the momentum of a freight train and busts through brush better than almost anything else. But here is why it fails the mountain hunter test. Trajectory. The 4570 has the ballistic profile of a rainbow. It drops like a rock. If you are spotting a goat across a canyon and your laser rangefinder reads 300 yards, you are practically aiming at the clouds to drop that round into the vital zone. It is artillery, not precision fire. In the open alpine, where shots can stretch to 400 or 500 yards, this round is obsolete. It is the hammer of Thor up close, but it is useless when the gap widens. So, if the heavy, slow bullet fails, what about the lightweight speed demon? That brings us to number 3, a round that seduces hunters with low recoil, but hides a dark secret. The .243 Winchester. Introduced in 1955, this is essentially a .308 Winchester case, necked down to hold a 6mm bullet. It is one of the most popular cartridges in North America for a reason. It is fast, flat, and the recoil is mild enough for a child to handle. We are talking about velocities screaming up to 3,300 feet per second with lighter bullets. It is a coyote wrecking machine and a classic deer round. But does it belong on a high-stakes elk hunt at 9,000 feet? Absolutely not. The trust issue here is a lack of terminal mass. When you are chasing a tough bull elk who has been surviving wolves and winters his whole life, a 100-grain pill often lacks the penetration to punch through heavy bone and muscle to reach the vitals. It is a matter of ethics. Furthermore, mountain winds are notoriously unpredictable. Those light 6mm projectiles get pushed around by crosswinds significantly more than a heavy .30 caliber bullet. You might have a perfect hold, but a 20-mile-per-hour gust can drift that bullet inches off target, turning a clean kill into a wounded animal that runs for miles. It is a barrel burner that eats throats for breakfast, and while it is perfect for the flatlands, it is a liability in the peaks. But if you think the .243 is too small, wait until you see the next round. It is the exact opposite problem. A cartridge so violent it makes grown men flinch. We have talked about heavyweights and we have talked about lightweights, but now we are entering the territory of pure, unadulterated excess. This brings us to number 2 on our list, a cartridge that was born during the peak of Magnum mania, the 300 Remington Ultra Magnum. Known in the industry simply as the 300 RUM, this cartridge was unleashed by Remington in 1999 with one specific goal: to be the undisputed alpha dog of the .30 caliber world. To understand this beast, you have to look at the geometry. It uses a non-belted, rebated rim case based on the massive .404 Jeffrey. The engineers basically took that historic African dangerous game case and necked it down to hold a standard .308 diameter bullet. The result is a powder column that looks less like a rifle cartridge and more like a small missile. The performance is intoxicating. You are pushing 150 grain to 220 grain projectiles at absolute warp speed. We are talking about 3,200 feet per second with a 150 grain pill. That translates to over 4,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. It shoots like a laser beam, defying gravity and hitting with crushing authority, well past 400 yards. So, why is it losing the trust of the mountain hunter in 2025? Because it is violent. The 300 RUM does not just kick, it punishes. That brings us to our number 1 spot. This might be controversial, but the physics do not lie. We are looking at a classic, the 25-06 Remington. Some folks get this mixed up, but this is the quintessential quarter bore. It started life as a wildcat cartridge, born from the ingenuity of shooters who wanted more speed. It is literally a .30-06 Springfield case necked down to accept a .257 diameter bullet. Let us look at the overview. The parent case is the legendary .30-06. The muzzle velocity with a 120 grain bullet hovers around 3,000 feet per second. With lighter varmint bullets, it screams at 3,200 plus. For decades, this has been a go-to round for pronghorn antelope, deer, and coyotes in the open plains of Wyoming and Montana. The pros are undeniable. It offers exceptional velocity, a trajectory as flat as the Kansas horizon, and very mild recoil compared to the big magnums. It is a proven killer on deer-sized game. But here is the fatal flaw for the mountain hunter: barrel length. To get that performance, the 25-06 needs a long runway to burn all that slow-burning powder. You typically need a 24-inch or even a 26-inch barrel to maximize its potential. In the steep timber or the alder thickets of the mountains, a long rifle is a liability. It gets snagged on branches, it is hard to maneuver, and it adds unnecessary length to your pack. Additionally, there is a limitation on bullet weight. For big mountain game like bull elk or moose, most experts agree you want a high sectional density projectile. The 25-06 tops out around 120 grains. It simply lacks the mass to drive deep through heavy shoulder bones at extended ranges. It is a fantastic round for the flatlands. but when the elevation climbs, it stays in the truck. So, where does that leave us? We have analyzed 5 heavy hitters, 5 icons of the firearms industry that have dominated the landscape for decades. From the raw, long-range power of the .338 Lapua Magnum to the brush-busting heritage of the .4570 government, these cartridges are legendary in their own right. They have won wars, they have filled freezers, and they have set world records. But the mountains are a different beast entirely. The high country strips away the marketing hype and leaves you with nothing but physics and gravity.